Hello, everybody. It has been a while. Lake Station community advocate and educator back again. Sorry, I've been really busy. Had my hands tied up with a whole lot of paperwork and a lot of things going on. But I'm back to start stating the obvious. And that means a lot of people are going to get hurt with their feelings. But it's not to hurt your feelings. It's to observe the community in a different way. And let's talk about this. So everybody knows the dynamic within our city, within our community. We all know how things go, that if you disagree, you somehow manage to be attacked maliciously by their very avid supporters, and they can't wait to attack you. They can't wait to come at you with these things. But this is a little bit of obvious. And this, I don't have to be Captain Obvious to see this here, but I guess we can call it Captain Obvious. So this is a roadway within our town that the city owns. I've already called Department of Transportation and seen the maps. They were emailed to me. I know who actually owns this road. This road is actually owned by our town. Now, since I've lived in this community for so long, I have seen people complain, mainly we'll get to the community in the back here, but people have made it known verbally, hey, what is going on? Why do you have these roadways blocked? Now, you make a decision on this, and we'll see where we go. This is the roadway just after what I just showed you. So, as you see, it looks to me, I don't see nothing wrong with that roadway. Now, I've traveled this roadway, and if you go back at some of my previous videos, I actually started to draw some community attention to this. And when I was drawing community attention to this, I, of course, got a lot from the administrative, I'll call them administrative haters, because that's what they like to do, is anybody who calls out what is the obvious that needs to be fixed, well, you're a hater. They just don't like you. So, yeah, we got this situation, but this is on the beginning of this roadway. And this is the opposite end. Now, everybody's going to be like, well, maybe the bridge was being worked on. That bridge is brand new. So the bridge is new. The steel structure, the concrete, that is new. The asphalt is fine. Now, here's a couple things. No, it's not county. No, it's not state. It's town. So it kind of throws some questions into my mind for not just the community, but for the emergency services and the response times and things of that nature, which I'm sure they've already justified. But me personally, I would run a question as, well, what's the real reason that the city blocked this roadway? What is the real reason? Because if it's as simple as, well, we got people that are dumping things back here, well, guess what? That's no valid reason to close off a roadway that causes your emergency medical services to go around another 2 to 3 to 4, maybe even more minutes, because time is of the essence when there's an emergency, is it not, people? My other question would be is, when did they just get the permit to do this? Because, you know, you got to have a permit to block the road. I mean, but my only thing is where's the festival? You block the roadway. Are you going to put a festival down there? Are we going to have a party, a block party down that roadway? Probably not. But this is the roadway. There's nothing wrong. This is what has happened. So here's a couple things. It's not infrastructure. If it's for people who are dumping, well, then maybe everybody should be patrolling a little bit more down that roadway. And the other problem is there's a community back here. And in this community, it's a mobile home manufactured community. And I know that if emergency services take this roadway, it's literally just beyond that bridge, and they're there 30 seconds, no questions asked. Otherwise, they actually have to track about 3, 4 to 5 minutes out of the way, depending on how traffic is, if they can get around all the semis on the other 2 main roadways, and if they can get their way there, only to make an actual square to come back to get into that community. So there's a couple things that draws attention there, and people hate the fact that I'm drawing attention to this, but guess what? If they're leaders in the town, do your job, stop causing more trouble for yourselves. This roadway should not be blocked. There's no excuse. But the residents need to speak up. So the other question is going to be is how come no one's standing up for this with council meetings. Oh, that's right. They don't tell you when the council meetings are because they don't want you there. Because if you're there, you can actually say what needs to be addressed, and they just don't want to deal with it. Probably for a couple reasons, but that's left to be found out later. So if you're anything like me and you advocate for your community for better things and, just knowledge and to be educated in why is this going on? How come that we're accepting this? You shouldn't be accepting this. This is not acceptable for our community. Why is it allowed? Well, again, people don't know when the meetings are because when you click on the city website, they don't work. The hyperlinks don't work. When you go on and ask, they tell you the wrong days and times. It's always something that the city wants to hide. So I think it's time that I just start my community advocacy back up a bit more and start to dig a little deeper now. So, what are your thoughts on this? Clear roadway. It's a brand new bridge and they have it blocked off. Give your thoughts.